It's kind of ironic that jiu-jitsu has the slogan like the gentle art, because it is not very gentle. You're in here, your body's getting thrashed all the time when you're in here rolling with people and training hard. My very first jiu-jitsu class ever, I think was in maybe 2010. Took a class and I got destroyed by this like 16-year-old kid. Someone younger, smaller than me. Fucking hit me with like a go-go plata. And I was like, dude, I don't, this is like black magic. After like a month or two of training, jiu-jitsu it engulfed my entire life. And yeah, man, the rest is kind of history.
Gabe's well known for his Kimura, but everywhere he's pretty hard to deal with, man. I don't think there's a really big hole in his game. His mount game and his arm triangles are world class. His butterflies right there with the top. His Kimura game is absolutely death. Yeah, he's a tough puzzle.
My name is Gabe Tuttle. I'm a first-degree black belt under Richie and Gio Martinez, and came up training primarily with those guys at 10 Planet San Diego. Try to pull that knee down towards the mat. Okay, tightening things up. And have been here in Austin filling that head instructor role now for a few years. So that's good enough, that's good enough. Like I said, I want to kind of get a head start on it, right? So now my whole trunk, my whole core, I just find posture, boom. So now he's got a choice to make, right? Most of the time that's the choice they make. They go to connected hands. I'm teaching here 5 days a week, usually 3 classes per day. So I'm in here a lot, obviously doing a lot of technique and technical training, but you know, I'm in here rolling with all my students as well and training partners. Yes, yes. Now easy finish from here. Yup, beautiful. Yup, nice. Oh, man.
When he's communicating with somebody, he's very gentle with them, but he knows how to close. And that's almost the way he does his actual jiu-jitsu. He's very, very, like, you almost don't see it coming, and bam, he's got you.
So I'm just gonna find my shin, and I'm gonna fall down to an elbow. As I do that, I'm gonna be pulling him up, heel curling here, boom, and now I have a lot of space back here to throw this triangle the way that I need to. When I started training early on, I did not really know what I was gonna do, but I knew that I wanted jiu-jitsu to be a part of my life, more than just like training. Like I wanted to make it my life some way, and I did not know I did not have a clear pathway. I didn't know what that path looked like, but just dumping all of my time and energy and passion, you know, those opportunities did slowly come up.
So I remember being on the mats and Eddie asking me like weird questions like, I'm rolling. And he's asking me, you have a college degree, right? And I was like, yes. And he, I don't know why you're asking me that. And he's like, it's in finance or business. I said, yeah, yes. Like, what is going on here? You know what I'm saying? And then after the round, he kind of told me what's going on. And the next day I was interviewing in Austin. So they moved quick, and that's kind of how 10 Planet Austin got kicked off.
Tá vencendo por 6-2, tem que sair daí, faz muita força o norte-americano. Olha só, encaixou o triângulo, Roller tenta.
Ele pesou bastante sobre... Bateu não.
The 10th Planet Jiu-Jitsu system that Eddie Bravo created was originally with MMA in mind. Some of these guys that were fighting in MMA were really good jiu-jitsu players. They were just not equipped with the clinching and control systems without the gi to hold people down and work their jiu-jitsu.
The carryover from the gi to MMA wasn't there 100%. There's simply not grips that exist in gi jiu-jitsu that they don't exist in MMA.
It hurt Eddie to see jiu-jitsu guys getting beat up in MMA. you know, so that's why he started focusing on a clinching system for no-gi specifically that would translate to MMA.
We want to be better MMA, but we also want to like have a submission mindset. It's also great to be able to tap people from almost anywhere, and having that like silver bullet, that ace in your sleeve, where you can submit people from awkward spots, crazy spots, spots where typically people feel safe. You have a weapon there that could do damage. One of the things that 10th Planet and all the new schools have done is just raise the level overall. I think jiu-jitsu as a whole, the knowledge, the skill, the submission ability of people is just skyrocketed.
It's shifting a lot more towards no-gi now, especially with the rise of ADCC, you know, the Abu Dhabi Combat Club. That's the pinnacle of our sport. For jiu-jitsu, ADCC is the Olympics.
Oh, and Gabe Tuttle just submitted Mika.
People are in there competing in no-gi. Part of the problem with jiu-jitsu was it just was not spectator friendly. So with the shift to no-gi, just naturally the pace of the match is going to be faster. It's just a lot more fun. It's a lot more fun to watch. So now it's like actually not super rare to even see people who don't train who are interested in jiu-jitsu. There he is, Jason. The socks came off?
Yeah.
All right.
Wasn't comfortable.
It's warming up a little bit at least. Jiu-jitsu is very, very hard, especially as a beginner. Like coming in not knowing anything, the learning gap, like that initial curve that you have to get over is much steeper than most other things. Probably 6 months to a year in, you're gonna feel like you don't know anything. Even though you are learning stuff, it will feel like you're not. But there's like these little moments where, you know, something will get taught in a class that will connect other things that were taught maybe a month ago, and you're like, oh, I see what's happening over here now. There it is, perfect. Now, if I want to, I can move my left hand to just kind of support my shin. Jiu-jitsu really does enhance your life in more aspects than you probably realize when you first get in. You know, Jocko Willink has a kind of a cool quote: most beneficial thing that he could recommend to somebody to enhance every area of their life is to take up jiu-jitsu. And I like, you know, that really resonates with me. Thank you. All right, guys, let's get a quick sip of water if you need it, mouthpieces if you need it. And it's not even necessarily that jiu-jitsu itself will improve these other aspects of your life, but through jiu-jitsu, you will want to clean up this other shit that could be going on, making your training in jiu-jitsu less effective. I was training, you know, 3-4 times a day. I'm in the gym 7 days a week. Doing jiu-jitsu every day, your body's getting beat up. You kind of just get used to waking up in the morning feeling like you're 85 years old. You know, everything's tight, everything's sore, hurts. When I started cutting out a lot of the other foods and really just focusing on meat and organs and like some like raw dairies and stuff like that, man, waking up feeling much better. Like, you know, still obviously feeling a little banged up if I had a hard training session, but not waking up feeling fucking stiff as a board and like hurting everywhere. And in addition to that, most of my diet is actually animals that like I've hunted. Hunting has always resonated with me. Even like since I was a little kid, it's always been an interest of mine. It's a pretty powerful experience, being that intimate with getting your own food, and man, it makes it that much more significant when you're sitting down having a meal, knowing that you went out and hunted for that food. So we got actually a couple deep freezers here. This has a little bit of venison in it, but mostly just like assorted stuff from the market. And most of the wild game is in here. A couple heads that I have not gotten around to getting prepped for Euro mounts yet. And this is my biggest buck to date for sure. A lot of ground, some other like goodies in here, some sauce. Some of the things that speak to me as a man is, of course, like combat and being physical, you know, in here training, but also hunting and eating the food that you hunt. Like all these things I think just kind of parallel each other. Yeah, nice chunk of back strap. So it was like me, just out of coincidence, a couple of the other black belts in the gym, Ben Eddy, Curtis Hembroff, all kind of started eating animal-based at the same time. We were sharing pictures of all our meat and stuff. And yeah, man, like the biggest thing that I noticed was just the lack of inflammation, you know, like training jiu-jitsu all the time. It's brutal sometimes, you know. The training is it's tough, man, when you're out there battling every day. Actually, from our very own Wyatt Breeze. So jiu-jitsu, when you're in here training, and especially when you're like rolling and stuff, like it forces you to clear your head, you know, like that state of no mind. So I find that in hunting too. It's very refreshing, you know, to get out of my own head and turn off that buzz and that busyness in there. I did get my black belt pretty fast. You know, I got my black belt in under 6 years. You know, it normally like takes people probably like 10 years to get a black belt. And that's if they're training consistently. I'm talking like 4 or 5 days a week, probably 10 years is what they're looking at. Honestly, just my obsession is really what allowed me to gain the skill set and the knowledge that I did in such a short amount of time. It's funny, you know, some people will be like, oh man, you're addicted. And it's like, no, not really. I'm not addicted, I'm obsessed. And I think there is a pretty clear difference there. Through teaching and training and having, you know, a leadership role here where I do feel responsible to some degree about, you know, the impact that jiu-jitsu has on everybody in here training with me. I really just hope that guys are coming in here and improving their lives, not even necessarily their skill set. Obviously, that's something that I strive for also. I want people to get better at jiu-jitsu, but really, I just want people to gain that confidence in themselves to help them carry themselves through their lives in a higher frequency. I separate the hands, he goes. The benefits that you get from jiu-jitsu kind of has a way of cleaning up the rest of your life. It's a pretty special thing.